we reported earlier this hour, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is under investigation by the FBI and U.S. Attorney's Office in Brooklyn. A senior official familiar with the preliminary inquiry tells NBC News that it involves how state task force members handled coronavirus deaths at nursing homes and long-term care facilities during the pandemic. Overnight, the Cuomo administration said in a statement the DOJ has been looking into this for months. We have been cooperating with them, and we will continue to. At issue is the Cuomo administration's failure to report until late January the number of nursing home residents who died of the virus after being transferred to hospitals. And now, over the last month, significantly increasing the official death count at nursing homes to more than 15,000. A top aide for Cuomo admitted last week on a private conference call with Democratic lawmakers that the state had withheld data because it feared an investigation by the Trump Justice Department. She said, "We froze." In a statement Friday morning, Secretary to the Governor Melissa DeRosa said, in part, that she was explaining that when the state received the federal inquiry, we needed to temporarily set aside the legislature's request to deal with the federal request first. She added the state was comprehensive and transparent in our responses to the DOJ. And now the New York Times reports the Democrat-led state Senate will move to strip the governor of the emergency powers he was granted during the pandemic as soon as next week. And one Democratic lawmaker who has been questioning the nursing home death data for months says Governor Cuomo threatened him. Assemblyman Ron Kim, whose Queens district was hit hard by the coronavirus, spoke out against the governor's handling of the pandemic in a recent interview. Kim told the New York Times that after the article was published, he received a harassing late-night phone call from the governor, asking him, quote, "Are you an honorable man?" According to Kim, Cuomo yelled for 10 minutes, threatened to publicly tarnish his name, and urged him to issue a new statement clarifying the remarks. A spokesperson for the governor's office refutes those claims. And in a phone call with reporters yesterday, Cuomo said the two men had a, quote, long and hostile relationship. And New York State Assembly member Ron Kim joins us now. So, Mr. Assemblyman, I don't know what your response is to the claim of a long and hostile relationship. I'd like to hear more about that. But first, I'd like to ask about that phone call. What exactly did the governor want you to do? And what did he mean by "are you an honorable man"? What was the thing? Can you recount the phone call and what the point of it was, the request?
Yeah, thank you. I think you have had me on the show. And I think what's happening here is when we get closer to the truth behind the growing nursing home scandal in New York, Governor Cuomo tries to implicate you in the cover-up or threatens your livelihood if you don't lie for him. And that's what happened to me in the last 1 week. I was one of 6 lawmakers in that private meeting for 2 hours with Secretary DeRosa when she accidentally told us the truth, that there was a cover-up and fear that the information would be weaponized against Governor Cuomo. That moment, I had to tell the truth, and I had to let the public know what happened. And Governor Cuomo called me the next day at 8 p.m. while I was about to bathe my kids. I was with my wife, and for 10 minutes, he berated me. He yelled at me. He told me that, my career will be over. He's been biting his tongue for months against me. And I had tonight, not tomorrow, tonight, to issue a new statement, essentially asking me to lie and asking me, I heard and I saw a crime the other day. And he's asking me that I did not see that crime. And that was the line that a line that he crossed that can't be undone. And that's why I had no choice but to come out and speak up. As the chair of the Asian Committee in the State Assembly, it's my job to investigate. It's my job to ask these tough questions, and I shouldn't be punished for doing my job.
So just to be very clear, what exactly was he asking you to lie about, allegedly?
He was asking me to issue a statement countering what I heard the previous day. He was asking me that's not what you heard. This is what he said. Are you a lawyer? That's the first question he asked. And I said, I'm not. Then you must have not understood what my secretary told you. She didn't say any of that. She said, we have to work on the federal government first, and then the state. That's what she said. Go back to your staff and the speaker's staff, draft a statement, and issue that tonight. Not tomorrow. Do it tonight.
Mr. Kim, it's Willie Geist. Good to have you with us this morning. I just want to read part of a statement yesterday from the Cuomo's office. Quote, Mr. Kim is lying about his conversation with Governor Cuomo Thursday night. I know because I was one of 3 other people in the room when the phone call occurred. At no time did anyone threaten to destroy anyone with their wrath nor engage in a cover-up. That comes from an aide to Governor Cuomo. What do you say to that? Did he explicitly say to you, I will destroy you? We don't have to really guess, I guess, because he went out at his press conference yesterday and went on a long rant about your allegations against you, about your role with nail salons in Queens, which is not terribly interesting to our national audience. But he did begin to go after you on a more personal level. So how did you interpret his comments on the phone Thursday night?
I mean, it was loud enough for my wife to hear, and I tried to shield her, but she was in shock. She didn't get any sleep that night. And we were terrified. And, he left a shocking moment for all of us in our family. And I think every day Governor Cuomo and his team defends many different versions of the truth. While lawmakers like me, we're tasked to pursue the constant singular truth behind what happened in our nursing homes. And the truth is this: Governor Cuomo allowed his top donors to write business-friendly policies like legal immunity for nursing homes,